let me talk about some of the easier ones. Can you kind of, on a broader scale, talk about our city pools in terms of generally where you're most challenged in terms of the lack of pool guards and being able to hire that versus some of the lack of maintenance and the pool's just not operating, balanced against the fact that pools cost us money every day, whether somebody's using them or not. Can you kind of talk kind of more holistically about that big picture?
Would love to. Thank you, Council President Pro Tem LaCava, for the question. The first thing about pools is that every time I walk past one, I feel my wallet getting a little bit lighter. And that's a joke that you hear with homeowners that have pools, but it's absolutely true for our city pools. Pools have to be chemically balanced, have to have operable filtration systems, must have sufficient guarding with appropriate ratios of guards to swimmers. And there are also requirements for the pools to be operable in such a way that you can actually see the bottom of the pool, which is important for evening operations with respect to lighting the pool. All of those elements are present in our pools. However, what's happened is that our pools have gotten much, much older. And the construction of new pools, while we have one planned for Mira Mesa very soon, most of the rest are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. In fact, Bud Kern's pool was built in 1935. So all of our pools are getting older. And as they get older, you have to go through and replace the systems that keep that operable. So we're talking boilers, we're talking about filtration, we're talking about the plaster of the pool. If you've been to the Claremont pool, you've seen that the bottom is covered in a rubber surfacing because the plaster's failing at the bottom of the pool. If you've been to the Carmel Valley pool, you've seen some of the significant deck damage and other issues there. The problems that pervade these pools results in an unbudgeted expense. The way we've been paying for pool repairs has been to absorb that into our budget. The way we've been fixing the Carmel Mountain pool, for example, has been through absorbing it into our operating budget. With that loss of the 898, that diminishes our ability to do that kind of thing. The importance of having the money available to nimbly move to get things repaired, as opposed to waiting for a large-scale capital project, is a significant gap. Once we start talking capital projects, we talk about design work and other things that need to be done alongside trying to repair the systems that have failed. So swimming pools from a structural perspective are very much in peril, and we are doing the best we can to address those. We do plan to bring to the council a contract for a vendor to do more repair work to pools. And the very first two out of the gate are from the recently approved state grant funds for both the Claremont pool and the Martin Luther King Jr. pool. And that will be very nice to see those improved. But for example, at Clina del Sol pool, we're going to open it, but the big problem with that pool is we have no boiler in there. The boiler had to be moved out of that pool to another pool to keep it running. So we are now ordering another boiler, but then we have a funds block that stops us from ordering it this year. So maybe it'll come next year. So we have a little bit of these, sort of the sequence of operation things that make the pool repairs challenging alongside the lack of a standing budget for it. But that then brings us to the question of why have pools if they're so expensive to keep up and maintain? The reason is because substantial numbers of kids do not know how to swim. And this gets back to what Councilmember Moreno was talking about a moment ago. If we can't get kids into the pool and have them have access to that pool, to Ms. Dulay's point a minute ago, we're not able to then ensure safety of our children around water. And one of the things we know about San Diego is this is a beach town. Our kids deserve to know how to swim before they ever get near a beach. So those learn to swim programs are vital to the future of our city. I'm kind of waxing a little bit, so I'll stop. But I just want to share with you this is an extraordinarily important point, and it is something that we believe is essential to the future of our community and to the youth that really need to have these opportunities to learn to swim. Thank you.
Thank you. Feel free to wax on.